defining your client, are we looking at big corporations who understand the value of data, or are we looking at SMEs also who can now engage and understand you?
So our view to consulting and research, what we call research, consult, and advice. So what we call and what we see in our domain is, and how we position ourselves is, and that's here the add-on of MRP, is every type of company, operating company in any sector, in any country will need research at some point, or they consume research and consulting. But the issue here is how to generate this need and how to meet this need, and that's what we call MRP as one-stop shop for research in the region. Will cater to every type of client. You have the recurring needs with one type of clients, and you have the project-based or one-off needs. But we know how to cater to a wide range of needs, which are, in our client base, we have four types of clients. One is the financials. Okay, we've had them a lot here. We saw them with investment research. If we're talking to investment companies, being private equity, venture capital, holding companies, family offices, all these, we support them throughout the deal life cycle. We support them a lot on due diligence stuff, especially for the low to mid-sized deals, where we do for them all their commercial, technical, and financial due diligence. So this branch of financials in terms of investments, that's how we support them. Now, two, we support asset managers on the portfolio management and the business development. On portfolio management, we support them on the buy side and sell side in terms of sector picking, stock screening, doing valuations of the stock, writing executive summaries that we submit to the portfolio managers. On business development side, we support them on their roadshows, on their portfolio monitoring, etc. And then you go into investment banks. Investment banks, we support them throughout their buy side and the sell side mandates by doing all the also leg support here in terms of financial models, write-up of business plans, pitch books, teasers, etc. So what we do in general, what we see here is all the analyst support, where their teams will be on the senior level, processing all the senior stuff, and where we come is we leverage at fraction of what they will need to hire analysts. We provide this at fraction of the cost with full access to our resources in terms of human capital, in terms of databases, in terms of expert panels, etc. Okay, so that's how we support investment companies. Now you go into governments. We support the governments on all types of their surveys, being agencies like customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, mystery shoppers, etc. Work on their economic policies, what will be the economic social impact of their policies, building their economic models, etc. Third, we work with consultants, being Big Fours, Big Fives, Big 10, Big 15s, where we work as a trusted partner to them for their market and financial feasibilities, market assessment studies. Fourth and last, which is one of the also key pillars of our client base, which accounts around 30% of our client base, are the private companies, the SMEs of this world. All these type of companies will always need research at some point. How? One is we need to expand their service offering, going into new geographies. We do all the feasibility studies, be it market, technical, financial feasibility studies. We do all this for them. When they are growing, they want to raise new funds. Okay, from equity, from debt investors, or from bank loans. We do all their business plans. We do all their pitch books, teasers. So we process all their investor packs for them. Okay, so if you look at this array of client base, from financials to consultants to governments to private companies, we fill a large gap in the market, which our competitors, our peers, tend to lack.
Can you share with us some stories of success with your clients, and perhaps you don't need to name them, but I want to feel a story. Research, technical data, it's all information based. Can you convert that into a story that here was a shipping client, this is what we provided, and this is the decision they made, and this is how we impacted them?
So we have tons of examples which we can definitely share in many sectors, and that's the beauty of it. It's in many sectors and in many disciplines. For example, if you can take, I can name you one of the largest manufacturing companies which we helped in, let's say, for example, in Saudi Arabia, and this in the food sector. Okay, the way is where we see our support here is how much we can add in terms of end returns to our clients. At the end, they are investing to its returns. Our research is how to be able to add percentage points to the returns on investments. That's how, in general, when you go and invest and grow your factory, it's by feeling what you know about your customers. But you have the outside world, how to really reposition strategically yourself, how to reassess your consumers. That's where we come and we assess their consumers. We assess a repositioning for them in the market and combining it to how do you see your returns out of this repositioning and investment in the market. So these are examples, for example, private companies. Another example, if you go financial companies, investment companies, we work with them throughout the deal life cycle because we work with lots of investors, private companies, and we work with lots of investment companies. So we see in the market what's happening in terms of strategies, geographic focus, sector focus, investment strategies. So because we are exposed to a large set of clients, that's how our new clients or existing ones can leverage our skill sets, our knowledge in the market.
Can you think of one story that you can, without naming, one story that you can take, this was the original brief, this is how we came in, this is what we told them, and this is what happened?
Before starting MRP, we assessed rightly the market, how to position it, where is the gap, how we can strategically position ourselves. Then we assess what are our typical clients, etc. So we did our own market due diligence. Then on the technical side, how will we structure our processes from business development, from then operations, execution, etc. And then having put our market assessment, having put in place our own corporate structure, what will be the financial return of us investing money and time in our venture? What will be our returns? And we took this plan and we start executing it in the market, and it has shown for the last 4 or 5 years an exponential growth in terms of business.
Who is your core client? Is it the CEO? Is it the Chief Information Officer? Is it the CFO? Where do you find your greatest traction in this modern world today?
Sure. So each type of company has its own approach. Okay. If we're talking, for example, to private companies, let's say SMEs, it's going to be always the CEO or the CFO or the Chief Strategy Officer. Okay. When we are going to private companies, larger ones, it will go to the Chief Strategy Officer, or it will go to the marketing people, it will go to the finance, it will go to some M&A division, etc. So it's going to be the layer below the CEO on the division side. If you go to, let's say, financial companies, like investment companies, we always pitch the mid to C level, from analysts to VPs, to executive directors, to managing directors. So these are the core of ours. So mostly the investment team members on the financial side in the investment companies. When we go to asset managers, we talk mainly with portfolio managers. Those who will be the target consumers of our research. When we go, for example, and talk to consultants, it will be more on the partner level. We go to governments, we talk to the head of units. So really it depends on the different approach. It can be on the CEO level for companies, it can be on the strategy level for others, it can be on investment teams for